This is session number 7, so week 3 of the preparatory phase, and we are going to do 2 lots of 1 minute for each of the exercises. Remember, if this is your first time or first week, then just do what you can. Don't think that you can keep up and do them the whole minute. Just do part of it. Have more rest, doesn't matter. Okay, do it to your level. Right, we're going to start with, in fact, we're going to start by rolling down to the floor here. So chin on chest, and then just unstack your vertebrae. We're going the opposite way. So we're going to roll down to the floor, and we're going to walk the hands out in front into that prone position or that plank position. And we're just going to move your hands to one side, to the right, and then bring the left leg to the side of the hands. We can just rock forwards and backwards, getting a nice stretch of the quads and hamstrings. And then we're just going to turn the left hand up to the ceiling. And then back down, and we'll bring the foot together, feet together, and we'll move your hands towards the left of the mat and bring the right leg by the side. So we're just going to rock forwards and backwards, again having that stretch, but on the other side, the hamstring and the quad, and then bring the right hand up to the ceiling, nice, and then back down. Bring the feet together, and we're going to go into your all fours. So knees and hands on the floor. Spread the hands out to get some tension into them. Knees should be in line with the hips, and the hands should be in line with the shoulders. And we're just going to do cat-cow, so sink the stomach to the floor as you inhale. Head up, and then exhale. Draw the belly button in towards the spine, round the shoulders, and tuck the tailbone. And then do this with your own breath. So we're going to do about 5. The last one. Okay, and then from that position, we're going to tuck the right hand, we're going to thread the right hand through the gap of the left underneath. Shoulder to the floor, head to the floor, and then back up, and then we're going to go the other way. So left hand through the gap, shoulder to the floor, ear to the floor, and then back up. We're going to do 5 in total on each side. Trying to reach a little bit further each time if you can. Last one on each side. 10. Okay, then back to all fours, and we're just going to split the knees a little bit. So bring the left knee a little bit away from the right knee, so that it's there's a gap of about 2 to 3 inches between the knees, and we're just going to rock forwards and backwards. So you might not feel anything here, but what we're actually doing is we are decoupling the hips, remembering that the pelvis is 2 bones, there's a joint, and we're just going to decouple them by doing this. Let's say about 4 or 5 times, moving backwards and forwards. And then bring the knees back together so they're in line with each other. And this time we're going to put our hand, so our left hand on our left ear. Bring the elbow up to the ceiling, and then drop the elbow to the floor. We're going to do 5 on this side. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then bring that hand back down. And this time we're going to move the right knee backwards a little bit. So there's 2 to 3 inches between the knees, and we're going to rock forwards and backwards again. 1, 2. So we might feel a little stretch in the wrist, that's fine. 3, 4, And then bring those knees back together. And this time the right hand can go on the right ear, elbow up to the ceiling, and then drop it to the floor. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then just tuck those toes back under. Okay, so what we'll do just before we begin, we're just going to do a little bit of activation of the glutes. So we're going to roll onto our backs, get into that bridge position. Okay. Just find a neutral spine. So if you've got a big gap between your back and the floor, roll it down so that you are drawing your belly button in and feeling that there's no gap. And then you want to find, so you can do that backwards and forwards, so you can feel the hip bones rolling forwards and backwards, so they're pointy and flat. And then when they're flat like that, we're in our neutral spine. So we're going to stay that position, and we're going to lift the hips off the floor, keeping the feet hip width apart. I want you to imagine that you're trying to draw your knees together. So I don't want them touching, but I want you to draw them towards each other, about an inch apart. Dig your heels into the ground. I'm going to hold that for 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. We'll do that one more time. So the glutes and hamstrings are all being activated here. Let's go back up. Draw those knees towards each other. Push the heels into the ground. We'll go 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Well done. Okay. So the session today is core, which is literally from shoulders down to knees, anything in between. And the first thing that we're going to do is the the isometric abdo hold. So we're going to get into this position where you're on your back, your knees are up, there's a 90-degree bend in the knees, and you're going to be pushing with one hand against the knee. So the left knee is going to be pushing into the right hand, and we're just going to hold that for 5 seconds, and then we're going to swap. Now in between you can lower the other arm and leg, and then bring it back and swap. You don't have to do that part, that is a progression. Okay, if you find that too easy, by the way, because this is 3rd week now, you might want to do an Elekna where you go open out and then you bring them back together. But you must keep the back on the floor, there mustn't be a space between. Okay, are we ready? We're going to go in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So, holding it for about 5 seconds and then bringing it back and swapping if that's the one you're doing. You can rest your head on the floor or you can lift it off the floor. So we're doing a whole minute, but we're doing it twice. So that's quite a lot if this is your first session. So if it is your first session, take plenty of rest in between. Do it just the once and have a lot of rest. It's whatever is comfortable for you. Push that knee into that hand. The Elekna is a progression of this, but I find this one actually works my stomach muscles more. 10 seconds to go. And rest. Right, so we've actually got 15 seconds rest. I thought I'd put 20. But we're having 15 in between and then a 30-second rest in between each exercise. We're going again. 3, 2, 1, let's go. The first minute went quite quick, but I'm not sure if the second minute will go as quickly. If you are bringing your hands and feet down, then don't feel you have to go as far as I am going. It could be that you're just straightening them and bending them, and that's fine. The part that's important is the pushing into the knee. "15 seconds to go." Now you will notice as I start to struggle, I will be counting down a lot more. And rest. Right, we have 30 seconds there in between the next one. Right, so take this off. The next one is the side bridge. So if you do have a bench or a box, grab it. Just grab this one. So I've used the chair before. It's only this is out that I'm using this. So for those of you who don't remember and those that you are here first, if you put your knee on and just lift this leg up and hold it there, that's the first progression. You can then drop the hip and bring it up. You can have less on the bench, which will make it much harder rather than having your knee on there. That is a tricky one, it is hard, so hold it for as long as you can that's comfortable and then rest within that minute. Let's go. So we're doing a minute on each side. We aren't doing 2 minutes on each side, just the one. Otherwise we'll be here all day. Still need my knee on there. Most disappointing. So you can progress this if you really wanted to by doing thread the needle and then hip drop, thread the needle, hip drop. So it's the abductors, the muscles in the inner thigh that you're working here. So just by holding it, you're still just working those muscles. 2, and rest. Right, 15 seconds rest. I'll go on the other side. I'll quickly move this to this side so I can see you. Right, we're going in 3, 2, 1, let's go. So the actual threading the needle is just a nice relief for me. To be honest, it's quite nice. Right, we're halfway there. "20 seconds to go." Longest 30 seconds ever. 10 seconds. Oof, and rest there. Okay, 30 seconds rest now, and then we're going to do the donkey kicks. So we're using different parts of the core here, which I quite like to do. Okay, if you do have a band and you used it last week, then please do. If you want to try it, that's fine, but only a very light band, very light. So we're in all fours, we're bringing the leg, the knee 90 degrees, and we're just going to try and straighten that leg. So we're doing one side and then the other. So this is quite a lot. We've started, by the way. If this is your first time, just do 30 seconds. And you might want to break that up into 15, rest, and then 15. If we've been here for 3 weeks, then see how you go with that minute. I think it's quite a long time. Turn that foot out if you don't feel the glute working And remember, you want a nice straight back, so that neutral spine. Should be feeling a little burn by the end of the minute or 30 seconds. 2, oof, and rest there. Okay, so then we're going to swap legs in 15 seconds time. Give that glute muscle a nice rub if you want. Oof, 2, 2, 1, let's go. So get into that donkey position, and then you're kicking upwards towards the ceiling. So not straightening towards the wall, but the sole of the foot is trying to go upwards towards the ceiling. Keeping the back nice and straight. Spread the fingers, so you've got tension in those as well. Should be looking at the floor. So not up, but looking at the floor. Turn the toes out if your glutes aren't engaging. 15 seconds to go. I can already feel, third week in, how much straighter my back can stay for the length of time. Oh, and rest. Release. Give the glutes a little bit of a rub. Okay, we're going to go back extension, either on the ball, as we've been doing, or if you don't have a ball, then just extension like this. So keeping your knees together, your toes together, and lift and hold, and then release. Or lift and hold, lift and hold. Right. If you've got a ball, do it on the ball. So feet against the wall, nice and wide. We're going, let's go. You don't want to feel like you're off balance. So you don't want to come up too high. So you're trying to keep your shoulders, so it's a nice diagonal line down to your heels. So you can hold it there like that, or you can do it more dynamic. Going down and up. Going down and up. So I held it there for the first week, and then I did down and up and held it there for 5 seconds, and then down. And then this week I'm just going to go down and up. Down and up. Squeeze the glutes, make them work too. Okay, rest there. So you notice I'm not trying to look up at you. There's a reason for that. So I'm not trying to look at you as I come up. I want to keep looking at the floor to avoid coming up too high. We're going again. 3, 2, 1, let's go. So the whole minute, if you've been doing it each week and you've managed it each week, if you've struggled each week, then stay on what you were struggling with. But you're using the wall as support, so pushing your feet against it. 30 seconds to go. So keeping that neck in a nice neutral position, chin almost tucked in, nearly there. 5 seconds, and rest. So I can feel the lower posterior, well, all of the posterior chain working there, so my hamstrings, glutes, lower back, all working to keep me up there. Okay. Right, we're going to go plank leg lifts. So just in a plank position, you can be in this position or on your elbows and just lifting your legs like so. If that's too tricky, then raise the body and put that on a bench or a chair. Right, let's go. So I'm in this position. Keep nice straight line from shoulders through to heels. I feel like my hips are perhaps a little bit too high. 30 seconds. This feels a very long time. And rest. Whoa. That does feel a very long time. 1 minute. Whew. Right, we're going again. Shake those arms out. Everywhere's working on this one. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So if you wanted to make this a little bit more interesting, you could do your leg lift, and you could also do your shoulder tap, just to break it up a little bit, really. But the idea is that you're holding that leg lift for a few seconds before lowering it back down. Doing this on an elevated box or chair might help you be able to lift your feet off the floor if you can't do it in this position. Nearly there. And rest. Oof. Well done. That was can feel the shoulders really working on that one. Okay, let's get the ball back here. We're going to do moguls, where your knees are on the ball and you're rolling from side to side. If you don't have a ball, you can always go in this position, arms out to the side, lower the knees to the floor, as low as is comfortable. So obviously if you've got a bad back, don't lower. You might find that let's go. So we should have gone by now. Too much pressure if you're trying to bring the knees to the floor. So, okay. Oof. We should have gone, by the way. I've wasted 13 seconds there. So we're rolling from one side to the other, using your arms and your shoulders to steady yourself. And then we must elegantly step off the ball. Okay. 7 seconds to go. 2, and rest. Elegant. Whew, it's my middle name. Okay, we're going to do that again. We're going in 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So knees at Farmer Brown. Using the ball in this position is better for you than lying on your back and doing that other one if you do have issues with your back. Okay, we've got 20 seconds to go. Come on, we can do this. 40. Up. 5, 3, and rest. Elegantly off the ball. Look at the time, just checking. But I think we've got enough time to do one more. Right, now if you do have your cords in the door, so If you are not here and we're doing the Pallof hold, then the cords are in the door at your shoulders height when you're kneeling and you're just holding it in position. If you've moved on to the axe chops, then let's just pause that. Then you can have it in the door at the bottom. Yeah. If you don't have swimming cords at all, the progression from that is literally holding a weight in one hand, the farmer's walk. So you're engaging both sides to walk in a neutral position. So you're not like that, bit like that. So that's the progression, and you could always move on to that if you don't have the cords. Right, are we ready? I'm doing the axe chop. We're going now. Let's go. So being on your knees just kind of stops any rotation that you might create if you were standing. You can feel the core working as you're doing this. It's engaging, you have to engage it. So from your hip up to the ceiling, across the body. We'll do it one way and then the other. Try to exhale on the work. Seconds. Not that a minute feels so long. And rest. So 15 seconds rest, and then we're going to do the other way. Now I have to turn around, so put my back to you. I do apologise. We're going in 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. This is where I feel like you guys, because I don't have the timer in front of me. And I'm thinking, how long is it? Come on. Halfway there. Come on, we can do it. You should feel that burn. Those muscles are screaming at you, telling you to stop. As long as it's not painful, keep going through it. 3, 2, and rest. Well done. Whew. Can feel that in the shoulders today. With all those exercises that we've done. Right, that is 28 minutes. So we're going to do a quick cool down. Just move the mat a little bit out. So I need to just do that stretch. So puppy stretch, bring those hands out, drop the head to the floor. Just feel that nice stretch under the armpits. Let's take 3 deep breaths here into the lungs and then out through the mouth. Okay, and then we're going to drop to the floor here. And arms out to the side. This stretch I just find really works for the pecs, and I feel that they've worked a little bit here. So rolling onto your side with one arm either in a straight T position, a Y position, or a U position. And 3, 2, and swap to the other side. I do some deep breaths here. Okay, and then gently back onto your stomach, and we'll just do a Sphinx pose here. So hands in front of you on the floor, pushing into the ground, feet pointed into each corner of the mat, and just feel that stretch in the stomach. You might feel it in your low back a little bit. Okie dokie. And then lower to the ground. And we are just going to do a little founder. I do like to end it on a founder these days. So a narrow founder, feet hip width apart, push the hips back. So we're hinging, going to bring those hands forwards, pushing into the hands, pushing into the feet, and we'll just hold it there for 5 seconds, or we'll just do 2 deep breaths. Okay, and then we will hinge those hands down to the floor. Hands on the floor, relax the head, and we will lift the toes off the floor on the right foot 10 times. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then swap feet. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then bring the hands to the knees, lift your head up, arms out to the side, and then stand up. Well done. That just shake those legs out. Just resets the nervous system there. Well done, everybody. Nice to see you all. Let me know how you got on if it was your first one today. See you all on Wednesday. Bye.